All right, we're back at Ttown, and Rich Nieberge will tell the world the starting lineup for Ttown. JV game tonight went to Ttown 57-39. A closer ball game in the first half. Shoe started to pull away in the second half. They win the JV game 57-39. Our officials tonight are Doug Williams, John Boatman, and Mark Blickensdorfer. Those are your officials for tonight's ball game. Again, we have St. Elmo and Brownstown over on KJ Country, and we'll keep you up to date on the Hearts game at Mattoon tonight. And, of course, Brian will be trying to get us just as many scores as he can tonight. So we invite you to stick with us here on 97.9 XFM, WXCF in Effingham. Andy Fehrenbacher and his coaching staff shake, and they're ready to go. Mark Tovey and his brain trust ready to go. It should be a fun one tonight, regardless of the score. There are all kinds of side notes, and I don't know everybody. I know a lot of people. I looked at St. Anthony as they were introducing the rosters over there, and I'm looking at Jake Schutte. Jake's dad, Todd, grew up out on Snake Trail. The Gardawine's grandpa, of course, Fran, was a wonderful basketball player for Ttown. Charlie Schultz's family grew up over here. You know, I'm thinking there's so many interconnected things going on.
And that's what makes it a great rivalry, is how familiar everybody is with everybody, not just on the court, but out in the world, too. And you could see the enthusiasm in both student sections as we get going here.
Huge student sections. Ttown wins the tip, and here we go. St. Anthony at Ttown here on 97.9. Charlie Schultz, a steal for the Bulldogs, drives in, lays it up too hard. Schutte's there for the follow, and it's no good. Holscher gets this rebound for St. Anthony. To Schutte, try to run her. It's knocked away, no good. Vogel shoots. It's no good. 4 shots. They can't get any to go, and Cody Will the rebound for Ttown. Wow. 4 shots, and St. Anthony from about 4 feet away couldn't get it to go. That's a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, Derek Smith sets it up out top for Ttown. Swings it on the right side to Cody Will, and out top to Kyle Prummer. Left side back to Smith. He goes baseline. Williams tried to stay with him and blocked him, and a foul on Neal. He was still moving on defense, and he'll get called for the block here.
I do believe they called the foul on the floor, though, so Ttown will inbound under its own basket.
We've got a TV crew here tonight, too, so Mark Blickensdorfer has to duck around them. Will off the inbound into the lane. Over on the side to Smith. He goes baseline. Shot for 2, way short, but Smith got the rebound. Came right back to him. To Waldorf, side to Smith, down low to Prummer. Shot over 2, no good. Rebound Vogel for St. Anthony. So no score. Each team's had at their end, and neither cashed in. Schultz crossed the half line, ran into trouble. It's stolen away. Ttown lays it up, and it's around and good. It finally stayed home for Rourke Schultz. Ttown takes a 2-0 lead. Now full court pressure by the Shoes after the made basket. Now they drop back. Andy Fehrenbacher says, get on back here on defense. Williams right side. Goes baseline. Needing help. Hooks it underneath the Vogel. 1 step. The layup is good. And we're tied at 2. So good look by Williams to get it to Vogel underneath, and we're tied 2-2. Here's a layup underneath. A alley-oop from Will to Prummer. He couldn't get it. The rebound, St. Anthony. Rebound grabbed by Holscher. Down to Williams. Down to Schultz. Into the lane. Charlie squirms. Tries to shoot. Instead, the pass to Holscher. His shot's blocked, but a foul on the shot. And Alex Holscher will go to the line to shoot 2 here for St. Anthony.
That lob pass on the other end for Ttown. A great play. Well drawn up. Just pass thrown a little too far under the basket for Kyle Prummer to crowd on that end. And then over here, Holscher, a strong move to the basket. Got a couple free throws coming up.
Alex's foul shot good. And it's 3-2 St. Anthony. 2 minutes into this one. Got a score from Mattoon. After 1 quarter, it's Mattoon 11, Effingham 9. After 1, Mattoon 11, Effingham 9 in that Apollo Conference boys game. Again, Effingham undefeated in the Apollo Conference. Both foul shots are good for Holscher. St. Anthony has a 4-2 lead. Smith to Waldorf as the Shoes set it up. Jarrett out top. Now swings it right side to Will. He lost his footing. Pass is stolen. Second Ttown turnover. Williams to Schutte. Layup no good. Rebound Schultz goes up strong, and it rolls off no good. Vogel, this rebound, puts it up and in. So it's 3 shots that trip. St. Anthony's up 6-2, a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs here in the early going.
St. Anthony already has 7 rebounds in this game because they've gotten so many second chance opportunities. Finally converted one there.
And Ttown throws it away. A pass from Will to Smith, led him too long, goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, third Ttown turnover. A little bit of a problem for the Shoes early on. Just kind of a lazy pass there.
Down goes Cody Will, and Devin Falvey checks in for Ttown. 6-2 St. Anthony, 5:20 to go in the opening quarter. We'll remind you, we have St. Elmo at Brownstown right now over on KJ Country. Williams right side goes baseline, shot for 2, good. Nice work by Neil Williams. Junior gets the jumper to go, and it's a 6-point St. Anthony lead, 8-2. To the hole, Falvey, the runner for the Shoes, no good. Rebound, Prummer. Kyle goes up strong. Vogel fouled him on the shot. Shot's no good, but Kyle will go to the line and shoot 2 times here.
So both teams getting after it on the offensive glass early on. I mean, there's been second chance opportunities on pretty much every possession.
No place for the timid. They're going right at it.
Jason Vogel picked up that foul, his first personal 2 against the Bulldogs.
8-2 St. Anthony, and Prummer misses the first foul shot. Kyle had a big game the other night. He's had pretty consistent performances lately. Excuse me. I'm going to get rid of this sooner or later. I've been dealing with this for about a month now. Prummer's second one good. So there's Kyle's first point, and it's 8-3. So a 6-point Bulldog lead, cut to 5 on the second foul shot. Williams gets it baseline. Holscher shot for 2, no good. Vogel goes up strong for the rebound, puts it up, off, but he did get fouled. And Jason Vogel will go to the line and shoot a couple there.
Another offensive rebound, and for St. Anthony, aside from a couple of missed bunnies on that first trip after the turnover, this is the start that you wanted. This is the start you had to have in a game like this.
8-3 Bulldogs, 4:46 to go in the opening quarter. Vogel's first foul shot, good.
That foul, by the way, goes against Derek Smith, his first, and the second team foul for the Shoes.
Well, you have to figure for the Bulldogs, without John Geckner, Vogel stepping up and getting off to this good start is huge. Vogel's second foul shot, good. So Jason was 6 already. St. Anthony up 7. It's 10-3 St. Anthony with 4:45 to go in this opening quarter. Waldhoff across half court for Ttown, right side to Smith. Head of the key to Prummer, stolen by Schultz. No, they say Schultz fouled to get it knocked loose.
Yeah, Prummer stepped up there beyond the 3-point line and to receive that pass, and Schultz definitely got him on the arm a little bit, and looks like we're going to have a...
Totopoulos wants timeout.
Yep.
Shoes timeout, 4:37 to go first quarter. We're back in 30 here at Ttown. It's St. Anthony 10, Totopoulos 3 on 97.9 XFM. Well, Andy says we're having too much fluff out here, so he called the timeout. St. Anthony in front here, 10-3, 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. In St. Anthony, it's 7-14 on the season. The Bulldogs have won 4 of their last 5. T-Town's just been playing well all year long. They're 20-3. Smith baseline into Rourke Schultz, now to Devin Falvey. He drives and it's picked away. Jake Schutte stole it. 4 turnovers. He gets it down court. They tried to get it back, T-Town did, in the person of Rourke Schultz, and he lost it out of bounds, and it will stay with the Bulldogs to inbound here on the baseline.
Yeah, Schultz busted down the floor to catch the ball carrier from behind and kind of knock it away. Just couldn't corral it, and St. Anthony inbounds. Schultz
looks to get it in here. Charlie takes his time, goes to Vogel. Spin move, shot for 2, off, no good. Rebound, Smith gets it for T-Town. Derek clears it down court to Falvey. He waits for the traffic to settle, and T-Town sets it up. Bulldogs by 7, Shoes with the ball. Waldhoff going baseline against Schutte, and Schutte leaned on him, and that's a blocking foul. Not a popular call with the Bulldogs, but plenty of contact.
Yeah, not hard to argue, or it is a tough one to argue. He was definitely leaning.
Great crowd here tonight. Big student sections for both. By the way, I haven't mentioned, and shame on me, Wayne's videotaping this game tonight. Sorry about that. And we'll have that on the website and available later. Hello, Wayne. Sorry I hadn't mentioned you yet. Wayne high above in the band room, getting all the shots as they happen. Derek Smith to the hole against two. Drove in and put a shot up no good and got fouled. Holscher tried to get set in the lane but didn't quite.
I guess not. He was right under the basket, which maybe led to him not getting the call. But one way or the other, that's a block on Alex, and his first personal. Every St. Anthony starter has one now.
10-3 St. Anthony. 3:45 to go here at T-Town. Derek Smith's foul shot, good. His first point makes it 10-4. And Reed Hardick's going to check in here for T-Town, the 6-foot junior, and Schultz gets a breather. So now I only have one Schultz on the floor. The St. Anthony Schultz. So it's Falby, Hardick, Smith, Waldoff, and Prummer out there for T-Town. Smith's second foul shot, good. Derek's first 2 points, and the Shoes are within 5, and now Derek Smith gets a breather, and Cody Will comes back in for Totopoulos. And St. Anthony wants to make a sub. Coach Tovey noticed T-Town made the change, and so he hollers and gets Holscher out of there. He gets a breather, and they run Andrew Gardewine in. Andrew is a 6'3 sophomore. Schutte on the dribble, over to Schultz. Goes down court, baseline to Williams, nice underneath pass. The Vogel. Layup, good, boy. Pretty passing, Dustin. Vogel with 8 now. The Bulldogs are back up 7, 12-5.
Couple assists for Neil Williams, and that was a particularly good look right there.
Falby with it out top for the Shoes. 3:22 to go, opening quarter. Waldoff on the side, Jarrett into the lane, gives it to Prummer for the layup. What a pretty pass there.
Yeah, speaking of good passes.
Prummer with 3, and it's 12-7. Bulldogs with the ball in the lead here. Schutte gets it on the left wing. Drives, stops, pops for 2, rims out, no good. Rebound, Prummer for T-Town. Clears it to Cody Will. Down to Falby. He goes to the hole, lays it up and in. Devin Falby takes it to the hole. And it's 12-9, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. Williams down the lane for the Bulldogs. Gets it inside to Gardewine. Shot good, but a charge. Neil Williams is called for the charge. Shoes were set on defense in the lane and took the hit. And it's a turnover, and the foul's on Williams, who was set.
I believe that it was Jared Waldoff. He came running out of that afterwards. He was up quickly, but I think that was Jared standing his ground under the basket.
St. Anthony calls time here. The lead's down to 3. 2:44 to go first quarter. It's St. Anthony 12, T-Town 9. Back in 30 here on 97.9 XFM. Well, the lead was 7. Now it's 3. St. Anthony 12, Totopoulos 9. 2:40 to go in this opening quarter. And Mark Tovey knows he doesn't want this lead to get away if he can help it. T-Town has Tyler Wendell in to start this second, right after this timeout. Falby shoots for 2 off balance, no good. Schutte the rebound for St. Anthony, and he's down court. Pass is stolen by Prummer to Falby. Layup good, and he got fouled, and it could be a 3-point play, and the foul shot could tie the game. Boy, they've tried to pass down the floor, and Kyle Prummer just went up with a big old paw and said, I'll have that ball. And T-Town turns it into a layup and a foul, and they could tie it up here.
Yeah, third St. Anthony turnover. That foul goes against Charlie Schultz, his second, and the 7th team foul already for the Bulldogs. So that's going to be an issue for the rest of the first half here.
Yeah, Charlie cannot get in foul trouble. St. Anthony is thin on their bench already without John Geckner. Foul shots no good, so St. Anthony's still ahead, but now by 1. Rebound to Andrew Gardewine. And the Bulldogs get it down court. There's the cutter. Schutte, layup good. Just roamed down the baseline. Schultz found him for the layup. Jake's first points, and it's a 3-point St. Anthony lead, 14-11. Falby out top to Wendell. On the right wing to Will. Out top, Falby. Doesn't pull the trigger. Boy, he certainly is capable of putting it up from out there. Wendell right side, waiting. Falby comes to receive the ball, and he takes it out top. Minute 48 to go in the opening quarter. Been a good one. Derek Smith's going to check back in for T-Town next dead ball, and so is Rourke Schultz. Remember, Brett Meddy's home sick for T-Town. Falby, a runner for 2. In and out, no good. St. Anthony rebound. Boy, Vogel is getting after it tonight. He took the rebound away for St. Anthony.
It's 5 rebounds for Vogel already.
Corner to Schutte. Dribbles, puts it up. In and out, no good. Rebound, Cody Will for T-Town. Leaves it with Falby, and here come the Shoes. Corner. Reed Hardick buried it. We're tied at 14. He is the kid you can't leave alone, and he just buried that three, and we're tied at 14. Minute to go in the first quarter. So Shoes were down 7. They've come back to tie this thing. Schultz gets his pocket pick. Wendell takes it away. Right-hand layup good. And there's the first lead of the night for Teutopolis, 16-14. 50 seconds to go in the opening quarter. This T-Town team is mighty good. Schultz gets it knocked away. Charlie goes to the floor to try to save it. People are literally on their hands and knees trying to save it, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll go to T-Town.
The interesting thing is that it was T-Town players crawling after that ball to try to get it, and then it ends up being called out of bounds off of St. Anthony. That is now the Bulldogs' 5th turnover of the quarter. 3 of those have come in 3 straight possessions.
So St. Anthony makes some changes. Zach Gardewine's in, so both the Gardewine brothers are in. Vogel, Williams, and Schutte right now. That's who's out there. Charlie Schultz had to sit down with that second foul. T-Town with the ball. Smith inside, got it to Rourke. Schultz layup good. Schultz with 4, and now it's a 4-point Shoes lead. They were down 7, and now they're up 4 in this same quarter. 18-14 T-Town. Corner knocked away out of bounds. It'll be St. Anthony ball inbound. Every
St. Anthony pass is contested and in a lot of cases tipped, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Schutte will inbound on the baseline here. Gets it out top to Williams. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Schutte in the corner working on Cody Will to Williams. He goes baseline, tried to get it inside, and it right into a handful of T-Town players, and they steal it. Smith to the hole, lays it up good. Smith with 4. St. Anthony throws one down court, and it hit the rim, but it came off no good. Shoes were down 7. They're up 6 after 1 here at T-Town. Teutopolis 20, St. Anthony 14 here on 97.9 XFM.
XFM, here's a couple of halftime scores for you. Marshall 42, Cumberland 12 at the half again. Robinson over Newton at the half, 30-13, guys.
Wow. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for keeping us up to date. Over on KJ Country, remember the St. Elmo Brownstown game. And after 1 quarter at Mattoon, it's Mattoon 11, Effingham 9. We'll keep score on that one for you as well. Charlie Schultz back in to start the second quarter for St. Anthony. Shoots a 3, and it comes up short. Derek Smith, the rebound for Teutopolis. He goes to the hole, puts it up and in. Holy cow.
Nobody cut him off. You got it. The first principle of transition defense is to stop dribble, and they never did.
St. Anthony lobs it to midcourt, and Schultz corrals the pass. Now to Schutte inside to Vogel, and it's loose. Jason goes to the floor to try to save it. Now there's a scrum. Finally a jump's called. An alternate possession will give it off to T-Town.
T-Town's just picking up that defense. That's all there is to it.
And you know they're going to do it. They do it every game.
And they fell behind 10-3 in that first quarter. Closed out the quarter on a 17-4 run.
And they lead at 22-14 now. They've added 2 in the quarter. Holscher's back for Andrew Gardewine for St. Anthony. So it's Charlie Schultz and Jake Schutte, Jason Vogel, Alex Holscher, and Neil Williams out there right now for the Bulldogs. Shoes up 8 with the ball, and again, they were down 7 in the first quarter. They went from 7 down to 6 up in that first quarter. Cody Will underneath the Prummer. Kyle posts up, can't shoot. Back out top to Will. Back to Prummer, they'll try it again. He backs in, fakes, right side, shot around, no good. Rebound Rourke Schultz. It's no good, but he got fouled. And Schultz will go to the line to shoot a couple there for T-Town. How about the first quarter stats, Dustin?
Yeah, T-Town ended up shooting 8 for 14 from the field in the first quarter after a slow start, with 3 for 5 from the free throw line. St. Anthony 5 for 15 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. St. Anthony out-rebounded T-Town 11-6. Turnovers were 6-4 T-Town in T-Town's favor.
Rourke Schultz misses the first foul shot. One more here. We're a minute into the second quarter. T-Town's up 8 now, 22-14. Second foul shot good. So Schultz with 5, and the Shoes are up 9, 23-14. Remember, Wayne is videotaping this game, so watch for it on the website at 979xfm.com. We'll let you know when it's available. Another steal by T-Town. Rourke Schultz takes it away. Cody Will lays it up. No good. Rebound walled off for T-Town. Shot too hard off the glass. Holscher this rebound for St. Anthony. Clears it out to Charlie Schultz, down to Neil Williams. He gets it in the lane to Vogel, who was running the floor. He got it knocked away, and an offensive foul is called on Vogel, as I guess he crunched Cody Will or Kyle Prummer. I'm not sure which.
It was It was actually Jared Waldoff who went down again. The only reason I can tell is because Jared's got those socks pulled up to his knees, and that's who I saw getting up from the contact under the basket. I think that's just a case that Vogel was a little out of control going towards the hoop, and they gave Waldoff the benefit of the doubt.
Vogel, good job of running the floor, but then the collision led to the charge. Here's a lob inside, but they let him too far, and Waldoff can't shoot. Now to Prummer, his shot no good, but he got fouled, and Kyle's going to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Prummer's first shot actually blocked by Vogel. He got it back and went up again, and that time drew the contact, and that is 3 fouls now against Alex Holscher.
Kyle Prummer goes to the line here to shoot a couple of times. Boy, the Hearts a huge second quarter. They were down 11-9 after one. They lead at 24-19 at halftime. So Effingham outscored Mattoon 15-8 in that second quarter, and the Hearts are up 5 at halftime, 24-19. After one quarter at Brownstown, it's St. Elmo 10, Brownstown 8. Remember that game's on KJ Country at 102.3. Knock away again. Schultz got it stolen by Derek Smith. Layup no good. Wild scramble for the rebound. Smith goes to the floor and saves it for T-Town. Prummer's double team. Hooks it out top to Waldoff, and the Shoes retain possession. Waldoff cross court to Will. Loads it up for three. Got it. Cody Will. It's a three for the Shoes, and it's a 13-point Teutopolis lead. Timeout St. Anthony. 5:54 to go second quarter. Shoes were down 7. They lead it by 13. It's Teutopolis 27, St. Anthony 14. You're on 97.9 XFM.
You're looking for great vehicles, great service, purchase and service from great people.
5:50 to go second quarter. All of a sudden, Teutopolis is up 13 on St. Anthony. Bulldogs were ahead by 7 in the first quarter. They're down 13 here in the second period. Williams goes baseline, lost the handle on the ball, and it's the fourth St. Anthony turnover. Schultz grabs it loose for St. Anthony, comes up into the stands trying to save it, but it's back to T-Town. Will for 3 more. This one short, but Derek Smith the rebound for the Shoes. Out top to Cody Will, left side to Jared Waldoff. Head of the key, Smith for 3. Got it. Barely rippled the net. Derek Smith with 9. The lead is 16 for the Shoes, 30-14.
St. Anthony's only taken 1 shot this entire period, while the Wooden Shoes have already put up 9.
Too many turnovers for the Bulldogs. Schultz to Gardewine, and a reach-in foul on Rourke Schultz for T-Town.
Yeah, Rourke picks up his first one, just getting a little too aggressive denying the pass there. Just a third-team foul against the Shoes, though. Meanwhile, St. Anthony's already got 10, so everything's 2 free throws from here on out when they get whistled.
Well, that's a lot of fouls. Cody Will sits down. Devin Falby's back in for T-Town. St. Anthony ball on their baseline. Charlie Schultz bounce pass in to Vogel, back in the corner to Schultz. Charlie puts it on the floor. Got it loose, gets it back. Now to Vogel, to Williams. Now it's loose. Williams shoots in the lane. No good. Rourke Schultz, a rebound for T-Town. Down to Falby, all alone for the layup. Falby was 6, and it's an 18-point Shoes lead, 32-14. Williams beats the defense down court, and he passed it right into the hands of Derek Smith for T-Town. Plus, there's a collision, and the foul's on Teutopolis. Waldoff, right?
Yeah, Waldoff, I think, was trying to draw another one of those player control fouls and maybe got a little too aggressive there and ended up taking his second foul, and he comes out of the game there.
Yep, Waldoff sits down, and they bring back in Reed Hardick, and they're checking blood here in the lane, I think.
I don't blame Jared for trying to draw that foul either, because St. Anthony does look just a little out of control right now. They're rushing things as the lead, or the deficit in their case, gets bigger.
Inbound, nice play. Schutte lays it up and in. Good feed from Schultz to Schutte. Jake has just 4 points, 32-16. He hasn't had many shots. As Dustin just talked about, hard for St. Anthony to get a shot here with all those turnovers. Smith loads it up for 3 for T-Town. No good. Vogel the rebound for St. Anthony. Jason's played this whole half. That's a long time for him to go without a break. Schutte for 2, no good. Prummer the rebound for T-Town. Off to Derek Smith, and Andy Fehrenbacher says, let's slow it down this trip.
And Schutte might have forced that one just a little bit. I think he also felt like there might have been some contact on the follow-through.
Rourke Schultz with the ball for T-Town to Smith, the Prummer, and he hits the deck, and that's a turnover on T-Town. It was just a case of Kyle fell over a shoe, and That's interesting that a shoe fell over a shoe, and it's a turnover.
Feet just went out from under him. Good thing for Ttown, just their first turnover of the quarter, only 5 for the game compared to 10 for the Bulldogs.
And Charlie Schultz got a pass, a low pass, and he lost it off his hands and feet and out of bounds. St. Anthony turns it over again.
5th now of the quarter and 11 overall for St. Anthony.
You don't like a pass down there around your shins.
That's pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah. So St. Anthony gives it back, and boy, that's a whole bunch of turnovers. Shoes get it inbounded here. Devin Falby to Derek Smith. The official was ready to get the ball back inbounded. He says, let's go, boys, and he sat it down, and Ttown obliges. Prummer from the high post down the lane. Good pass to Falby for the layup. They left Kyle out top, but Falby sneaked down there along the baseline and took the pass for the layup, and it's 34-16 now. Shoes by 18. Schultz another low pass. He fielded this one, and there's a collision as Hardick got him.
Yeah, Reed picks up his first, and that's now 5 against Ttown for the game, so St. Anthony will get it along the sideline.
Charlie Schultz will inbound. He's hurting above his right knee. That's not the one that he messed up in soccer, but it's not good news. And another pass stolen away by Ttown. Sideline pass, never got to its intended receiver. Falby for 3 for Ttown, no good. Hardick got the rebound. It's loose, but Falby grabs it. Shot for 2, no good. And Charlie Schultz a rebound for St. Anthony. Out to Jake Schutte, and he gets it across the half line. 3 minutes to go before halftime. Ttown by a bunch now after St. Anthony was up 7 early in the game. Williams, corner 3 for St. Anthony, good. Neil Williams buries the corner 3, and it's a 34-19 game, so that blunts the momentum a little. Derek Smith, left wing for the Shoes, goes baseline on Williams, puts it off the glass, and got it to go. That's a strong move.
That's exactly right. Just a strong move to the basket. 7 points in the quarter for Smith and 10 overall. He's having himself a nice game.
Back to a 17-point lead for the Shoes, 36-19. Schultz around the screen, baseline, Schutte, shot too long, rebound loose, and going to the floor. Hardick saved it for Ttown to Falby, and Devin checks with Coach Fehrenbacher, and now walks it across the half line once he got the play. Looking right side, brings it out top. Shoes by 17 here with 2 minutes to go before halftime. Hardick with the ball, right side to Prummer, out top to Rourke Schultz, and now to Falby. Good ball movement by Totopoulos. Falby sits it out top. Nobody picks him up, so he just dribbles out there. They fire it underneath the Prummer, and off his hands out of bounds. So that was a missile of a bounce pass, and Prummer didn't have much chance to get that one. So Ttown turns it over. And Holscher sits back down for St. Anthony, and Vogel sits down. So Bulldogs are running right now with Schutte, Williams, and Schultz, along with Derek Rios and Andrew Gardewine.
Yeah, Rios making his first appearance tonight. Comes into the game along with Gardewine there.
He's part of the future for St. Anthony. Just a sophomore. Young ball club out there now. Williams wraparound dribble, knocked away, gets it back, fires it out top to Schutte, now to Schultz. St. Anthony trails by 17. Williams in the corner, tried to go baseline to Gardewine. Rourke Schultz reached for the ball and got called for the foul.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of contact there as he tried to reach in with the outside hand and knock that pass away. His second foul, now 6 against the Shoes, so everything will be 1 in bonus from last minute and 26 of this first half.
Cody Wills back, Tyler Wendell's back for Totopoulos, and they also bring in for the first time Louis Niemerg, who is a 6'3 sophomore. His first action tonight in the varsity game. St. Anthony inbounds on the baseline, deep to Schultz. Charlie saves his dribble, now puts it on the floor against Will. Minute 20 to go before halftime. Shoes by 17. Schutte has it out top. Looking, goes right side to Williams. Rios trying to bust open, and so's Gardewine. Instead, Williams goes baseline. He's getting held, and a foul on Wendell. So they're calling it maybe a little closer here than they were in the first few minutes. Or maybe people are just reaching a little more.
Yeah, it could be. You're getting close to halftime. People might be starting to kind of get winded a little bit and start grabbing on whenever they're beat on defense. Not 100% sure what's to blame there. But and actually, it looks like maybe Louis Niemerg was the guilty party there on that foul. Either way, it's going to be a 1 in bonus for Andrew Gardewine.
Not bad. It was on Niemerg. Bulldogs sit Rios back down, and they bring Vogel back in. He got a bit of a breather. Minute 6 to go before halftime. Gardewine's foul shot is short on the 1-and-1. Prummer the rebound for T-Town. 36-19, Teutopolis leads St. Anthony. Smith gets the ball to Wendell for the Shoes. Tyler bounce pass to Prummer out top. Kyle leaves it now with Cody Will. Out top to Niemerg. Louis puts it out top to Derek Smith. Bounce pass to Wendell. We'll see a lot of him in the baseball season. Back to Smith. Bounce pass to Will. Will looking underneath. Instead over to Prummer, who comes out top. 35 seconds. Shoes content to kill some clock. Hey, they're ahead 17 points. Smith loads it up for 3 now. Back of the rim, no good. And the rebound, Charlie Schultz for St. Anthony. Down to Schutte. Gets around a defender. Fires it underneath to Williams, who made the layup. Pretty play. Williams with 7, and it's 36-21. And we're down to 15 to go before halftime. Shoes will try and get the last shot. They're awfully good at this. Derek Smith has it out top for T-Town, down to 8. Smith working on Williams. Stops, pops for 3. No good. Rebound out of bounds. And it'll stay with T-Town. .1. Let's see if they can have something happen here. Matt would tell me nothing can happen here.
I'm not sure it's possible, but we'll...
This would be amazing catch and shoot here.
Might have to get a little assist from the clock manager here, too.
Wendell will inbound, and he goes underneath, and it's nobody got it, and it never touched anybody, so the clock never started, so now it's out of bounds to St. Anthony.
All right, it has to be to St. Anthony, otherwise, it'll be inbounded from the same spot, too, so I don't think
nobody touched it, right.
Although it's going to be even harder to get a shot off from this position for the
And he throws it into Charlie Schultz, who says it's time to go to the locker room. It's halftime. Wow. T-Town was down 7 in the first quarter. They're up 15 at halftime. At the break here at J.H. Griffin Gym, it's Teutopolis 36, St. Anthony 21. Halftime show brought your way as always by Compass Advisory Group. More to come in a minute here on 97.9 XFM. And over on KJ Country at 102.3, we have the St. Elmo at Brownstown game. I know they've done some special things all through the evening because those two sports programs, St. Elmo and Brownstown, are consolidated, not the school districts. The sports programs in the two districts are going to work together. So that ought to be very interesting to see how that all shakes out. But this is the last time they'll play each other in a regular season game ever, as far as we know. So anyway, that's over on KJ Country. Here at halftime, it's Teutopolis 36, St. Anthony 21, and the Bulldogs get the ball to start the third quarter, and we're back in action. And I'll remind you again that Wayne is videotaping this contest tonight, so watch for it on the website. Schutte, baseline for 2, no good. Cody Will, the rebound for T-Town. Clears it down to Jared Waldoff, and here come the Wooden Shoes. Will back to Waldoff. Out top, they get it to Smith. He goes baseline to the hole, puts it up and in. Boy, Derek Smith is owning it. He has 13 now. Shoes back up 17.
And he's driving the basket and just not really having anyone step up and stop his progress.
Schultz left side for St. Anthony. Charlie goes baseline, tried to get underneath, and it's a pass off the foot of Kyle Prummer out of bounds. And boy, you just can't hardly get it through that tall timber in there.
Well, I think Schultz drove the baseline thinking he might get a shot, ran out of room, and just kind of threw that ball and hoped for the best.
Schutte looks to inbound and does to Williams. Shot from the baseline for 2. Good. Neal elevated and also put a little extra arch on that and got it to go. He has 9 now. Bulldogs back within 15 at 38-23. Rourke Schultz for T-Town. Shoes and the Bulldogs have their starters back to start the second half. Waldoff out top to Smith. He swings it right side to Cody Will. Now popping out top is Waldoff. He goes to the hole, pulls it up. Runner for 2 is no good. Tip for the rebound. Finally, Will got it for T-Town. To Rourke Schultz. Threw it underneath the Prummer, and Prummer puts it up and in. And Holscher hits the deck, and no call, and St. Anthony will bring it down the floor. 40-23 the score. 6.5 to go, third quarter. Schutte with the ball for St. Anthony. Boy, they have shut Jake down. It's been tough for him to get any kind of decent shot. They know he's the leading scorer, and that's how things go. And St. Anthony throws it away. Schultz tried to fire it down the lane and threw it right by Jason Bogle, and another St. Anthony turnover.
Yeah, if St. Anthony wants to get back in this game, they're going to have to do it here in the third quarter, and they're going to have to do it by taking better care of the basketball than they have so far.
Cody Will gets it across the half line for T-Town. Down low to Prummer. It's loose, but Smith gets it back. Out top to Waldoff now. He goes inside to Prummer. Step, shot, around, good. Kyle Prummer with 8. T-Town's up 19. That's the biggest lead of the game. It's 42-23 Teutopolis now. A 19-point Teutopolis advantage. Schultz goes baseline now for St. Anthony. It's knocked away from him, and it'll go out of bounds to St. Anthony. Schultz will inbound here for the Bulldogs. Looks and waits and can't find anybody, and finally into Holscher, and it's knocked away by Rourke Schultz. Holscher went up, but Rourke Schultz went higher and got the steal for T-Town. Smith in the lane, pops for 2, no good. Followed by Prummer is no good. Holscher the rebound here for St. Anthony. So T-Town got a couple inside, couldn't get either to go. Schultz for St. Anthony lost the handle. Stolen by T-Town. Smith is fouled by Schultz then. Charlie trying to get the ball back.
Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul there for Charlie Schultz.
Yeah, he had his pocket picked and then fouled trying to get the ball back. So that's what happened there. And it'll be out of bounds on the baseline to T-Town. They get it into Prummer in the lane. He hooks it up. No good. Rebound loose. Vogel hits the deck. And there's a foul. And the foul's on T-Town. Thank you. We just got our water supply. And it'll be out of bounds to St. Anthony after the foul on the wooden shoes. And Jared Waldhoff picks up another one. So it's out of bounds here to St. Anthony to bring it the length of the floor with 5:20 to go in this third quarter. 42-23, T-Town by 19. Charlie Schultz gets it across the half line for St. Anthony, goes baseline, fires it underneath the Vogel. Jason can't corral it. It's out of bounds, and another St. Anthony turnover, and they're starting to mount again.
Yeah, that's 4 already here in the first not even 3 minutes of the third quarter. They just got to clean that up. There's no other way to say it.
Yep, St. Anthony just denying themselves too many opportunities to score. Cody Will gets it across midcourt, now to Prummer. Kyle gets it to Smith, back out top to Prummer, back to Smith. Shoes by 19. They trailed by 7 early in this game. Falby with the ball. He goes down low to Prummer, back out to Falby. Shot for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound to T-Town. Came out to Prummer. Kyle goes down low to Falby. Spin move, can't shoot. Back out to Prummer in the double dribble. It also had to be pretty close, 3 seconds in the lane, too.
First turnover for T-Town there.
So it's 42-23. Teutopolis leads by 19. And St. Anthony will get the ball to inbound here. Neil Williams hangs on to the basketball to inbound here for St. Anthony. And he gets it to Charlie Schultz. Bulldogs get it down to Schutte, going to the hole, lays it up and got it. Jake has 6. That makes it 42-25 as it's been problematic getting Jake many shots tonight. Falby for T-Town, out top to Schultz, left side underneath from Will to Prummer. Shot good. Boy, what are you going to do with that when Kyle Prummer's got a step on you inside?
Well, it's just a good old-fashioned post-up, and Prummer's the biggest, strongest kid on the floor. When he gets positioned like that, it's pretty much either he's going to make it or miss it on his own accord.
44-25 T-Town, and now a leaning foul. Devin Falby's called for the block here. Didn't like the call, and a little demonstrative about it. Coaches love that. Bulldogs ball to inbound on the baseline here. Schutte waits and gets it in the corner safely to Holscher, out to Williams, now to Schutte. Baseline, 2, got it. Jake has 8, and it's 44-27. So St. Anthony generating a little offense finally.
Yeah, it's a tough shot, but gets it to go down, cuts it to 17.
Smith to the cutter, Prummer, and he lays it up and in. That's just old-fashioned roll him down the lane, and Smith hit him nice for a layup.
Yeah, nice backdoor cut, and Prummer's got himself 8 points here in the third quarter. All of a sudden, he's sitting at 12 and leading his team.
T-Town forever has been one of the best teams in the area. Cutting to the basket. Here's another steal. Will takes it away from Williams. Prummer hands it to Rourke Schultz, who lays it up and in.
Really unselfish pass there by Prummer. He could have taken that layup himself probably, but he gives up the ball for an even easier layup for Rourke.
There's a 21-point lead for T-Town, 48-27. It was 10-3 St. Anthony. Now it's 48-27 T-Town. Schultz, another pass, knocked away, stolen by T-Town. 6 turnovers. In the lane, Rourke Schultz can't shoot out to Prummer on the side. A three, Cody Will got it. Cody Will hits his second three of the game, and it's a 24-point lead for Teutopolis. St. Anthony wants time. 2:49 to go, third quarter. Back in 30. It's Teutopolis 51, St. Anthony 27 on 97.9 XFL. So St. Anthony wanted the timeout mostly to stop a little bit of this T-Town momentum.
Yeah, T-Town's taken 12 shots in this quarter and only missed 5 of them, so 7 for 12. But more importantly, St. Anthony's 3 for 4. Just too many turnovers again, and when you're allowing the other team to take 3 times as many shots, you're just not going to win any ball games.
The official's whistle came loose. The chain came loose, so he had to stop action so he could refasten the chain. And now St. Anthony inbounds, and they get called for hauling the basketball.
Well, and actually, maybe Schutte dribbled the ball on the sideline there and out of bounds. I saw the official pointing down towards the line, so perhaps that was the call.
All right.
Either way, it's the 7th turnover for St. Anthony in the quarter.
Too many. Derek Smith with the ball for T-Town. Side to Will for 3 more. This one's no good. And Zach Gardewine into the ball game after the timeout for St. Anthony gets the rebound. Now to Neil Williams. Williams out top to Zach. He'll get a chance playing the point here. Off to Williams, who has evolved into more of a shooting, slashing kind of guard, and he lost it. Stolen away. Will. Prummer. Layup. Short. Rebound. Tapped by Schultz to Prummer. Now to Falby. He goes inside to Rourke Schultz. Shot short. Rebound St. Anthony. And now it's knocked out of bounds off Holscher, and it'll stay on T-Town's end after all. Reed Hardick back in for Teutopolis. Somebody has to leave. It's Cody Will. Sometimes you think there's 6 kids out there.
Well, and right now, the way things are going for the Shoes, I could see why a guy wouldn't want to leave the floor.
Reed Hardick wants to inbound, and Falby knocks Zach Gardewine out of bounds. And a foul on Devin, and a turnover on T-Town.
That's the second time Falby's gotten a foul called on him and not been real happy with it. But, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes, and he's probably got to keep his frustration from being on the sleeve quite so much.
Been pretty obvious when he's not been happy, and officials don't like that much either. Schutte gets it out top. 51-27 T-Town. Bulldogs with the ball, and it's knocked away. Schutte and Prummer ran into each other, and the ball came loose, and Prummer grabs it, and another St. Anthony turnover. That's 9 in the quarter now. 9 in the quarter. Yikes. Falby with the ball for the Shoes. Out top, Prummer. Kyle tries a 3 head of the key. Come off, no good. Schultz the tap on the putback, no good. He got fouled. I think Rourke Schultz going to go to the line and shoot 2 here.
He is. He had position. He put the tap up, got smacked on the arm a little bit as he put it up, and that's going to be a 4th foul against Alex Holscher here.
2:28 left in the game at Mattoon. It is Effingham 44, Mattoon 38. And that's with about 2.5 to go in the game. Prummer's going to sit down now for T-Town. Tyler Wendell comes back. Alex Holscher sits down for St. Anthony, and Andrew Gardewine back. So it's the Gardewine brothers, Schutte, Williams, and Vogel for St. Anthony. The foul shot's no good, but there's Wendell to get the rebound for T-Town. Over on the corner, Reed Hardick for 3 more. Good again. Reed Hardick gets his second 3 of the night, and it's 54-27. T-Town has doubled the score on the Bulldogs. Williams with it out top. Down low to Vogel, and he threw it out of bounds. That pass was not going to get stolen. Neal with a little too much mustard on that one.
Yeah, everything's just moving so quickly for St. Anthony right now. Just pretty much out of control, and when you're down 27, things have to happen quickly, but at the same time, that's how mistakes happen.
Falby out top. Shookie's defender. Shot for 2 is short, though. Rebound Schutte for St. Anthony. Jake wraparound dribble. Gets it down court. Quick pass to Zach Gardewine. Corner 3. No good. Rebound Rourke Schultz for T-Town. He'll clear it to Derek Smith, and here come the Wooden Shoes. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. There's the cutter. Smith. Nice feed from Falby. Smith gave it to Falby, and then Derek blew down the lane, and Falby got it right back to him for a nice layup. 15 for Smith. 56-27. 29-point lead. Ball loose. Stolen away again. Knocked back away. And it is out of bounds, finally controlled by Teutopolis. Boy, the Bulldogs just have given it up so many times tonight. Williams sits down. Charlie Schultz is back for St. Anthony. T-Town's running with Smith and Hardick and Falby. Prummer and Schultz and Wendell right now. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Shoes get it on the wing to Smith. Brings it out top, 14 seconds. Derek says everybody go back. Now Falby picks it up out top with 8 seconds. Down to 6. Falby jukes a little down the lane, puts it up, blocked by Vogel. St. Anthony gets it and throws it down the floor. So Falby did a little bit of moving and grooving out front, and his shot got blocked, and that ends the third quarter. 29-point lead for T-Town at J.H. Griffin Gym. Teutopolis 56, St. Anthony 27. Back in a minute here on 97.9 XFM. Cow, the kid leading the student section for T-Town's got one of the old Franciscan Friars frocks on. Wonder if that's added incentive or not. Anyway, T-Town gets the ball to start the fourth quarter. They lead it by 29 here. 56-27 over St. Anthony. Smith in the lane. Couldn't find anybody, and eventually that's 3 seconds. He couldn't shoot, he couldn't pass the ball, and he got called for 3 seconds.
Well, rare mistake for the Shoes here in the second half. They were 9 for 20 from the field in the third quarter. St. Anthony just 3 for 5. That pretty much tells the story.
5 shots. Wow. 56-27 T-Town. Too many turnovers. I think I've said that once or twice. Schutte in the corner with it for St. Anthony out to Zach Ardewine. Zach a bounce pass back to Jake on the side. Schutte looking underneath. Boy, they can't get anybody open. Here's a shot for 2. Schutte, no good. Rebound, Andrew Gardewine goes in strong. Shot off the mark. Rebound, this time Kyle Prummer for T-Town. Down court to Derek Smith. Shoes could go up 30 or more this trip. Knocked away. It's loose. Zach Gardewine the steal to brother Andrew. He puts it up and in. So the Gardewine brothers work a steal. Andrew's first points, and it's 56-29. 6:55 to go in this one. T-Town looking to go to 21-3 on the season. Smith with it out top to Waldorf. Jared down the lane, puts it off the glass and good. I think he was so open he almost didn't know what to do.
Yeah, he ended up going with the scoop shot, the layup off the glass, but I think you're right. He was a little surprised at how easily and open that shot became.
That's his first points of the night. 58-29, pass inside, knocked away by T-Town. Down court, Reed Hardick, layup, good, and he got fouled. That's a heck of an effort by Reed Hardick to get that shot up and in. Foul, I think, on Zach Ardewine. What a nice move by Reed Hardick. And he got fouled and still took it to the hole.
Anytime you draw that much contact, if you finish, that's a lot of strength and a lot of concentration. And you can see these Shoes are still dialed in even when they've got this game pretty well under control.
Foul shot good. Hardick with 9. And it's a 32-point lead now for T-Town, 61-29.
A lot of T-Town players getting in on the action, too. It's not like one dominant effort. There's a lot of guys who are putting points on the board.
And this has been the secret to their success this year, maybe more than any other. Balanced scoring. Pass inside by St. Anthony. Stolen by T-Town. Waldorf out to Wendell in the game now. To Will, to Waldorf, to the hole, and he lays it up and in. They're scoring at will now. 63-29.
Scoring at will, and Will with the assist there.
Thank you. I was trying to open the door there for you.
Put it on a tee for me.
Schutte in the corner. Jake can't get open. Still on the dribble. Drives to the hole. Puts it up. It's off. No good. Rebound. Finally, Prummer got over T-Town. 5.5 to go. T-Town leads it by 34. 63-29. Will out top, right side. Hit Hardick, 3 more. He hits again. Reed Hardick with a dozen now. 66-29. Bulldogs led by 7 in the first quarter. They're down 37 here in the fourth quarter. Schultz right side for St. Anthony. Underneath, Andrew Gardewine to Schutte. They both got at the same place, and Schutte stuck it up and in. Andrew was underneath at the same time. Schutte broke to the basket. Schutte caught it and shot it and made it. He has 10, and it's 66-31. 5 minutes left in this one. Waldorf out top to Wendell for T-Town. Right side to Cody Will. There's the cutter, Reed Hardick, and he got held. Foul on the Bulldogs, out of bounds to T-Town.
Yeah, he got held on to before he could get the shot up, so that's going to be the 4th foul against Charlie Schultz. Just 4 team fouls for St. Anthony, though.
Effingham Hearts still undefeated in the Apollo Conference. They go to Mattoon and win over Mattoon 50-46. Effingham's 15-5 on the season now. Charlie Schultz checks out here on his 4th foul. He was replaced by Matt Gibson. Bulldogs are shoes for 3 more. This shot by Reed Hardick, no good. Jake Schutte, a rebound for St. Anthony. Jake gets it across the half line. Side to Gibson. Matt lost the handle. Gets it back now. And out to Andrew Gardewine. He's needing help. And out to Gibson. Gibson tried to force it inside, and that hasn't worked all night for St. Anthony, as T-Town's denied that pass about 100 times. 3 turnovers this quarter on the Bulldogs. Walled off baseline. Leaves it with Prummer. Lays it up. No good. Rebound off Kyle, out of bounds. It'll go to St. Anthony. Here's Rourke Schultz back for T-Town, and he'll come in for Kyle Prummer, who'll check out with 12 tonight. And a strong game inside, man. Shoes fans appreciate it.
12 points and 9 rebounds for Kyle Prummer there, and he wishes it was 14. He had a layup there on a nice setup from Jared Waldoff. Couldn't get it to go down, but that's not gonna stop you from believing that he had a great game.
4 minutes left. Pass from Zach Gardewine to Schutte, got away. T-Town to Waldoff. It's good. And Andrew Gardewine went up and grabbed the rim, and that's goaltending. And a foul to boot.
I was going to say the shot went in anyway.
Right.
And he was hanging on the rim as it went through. I'm not 100% sure.
That's a technical, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, that's a technical, hanging on the rim.
Well, I don't know. They're giving St. Anthony the basketball, so I guess not. I guess you have to whistle the goaltending regardless, but the shot was going to go in anyway.
So that's all the deal. Okay. Meanwhile, Zach Gardewine shoots for 3 for St. Anthony, no good. Rebound grabbed by Cody Will for T-Town. He gets it down court on the side to Hardick and out top to Waldoff. Right side to Will. Now to Wendell. Now to Hardick. They're just working a weave out top here. About 3.5 to go. And timeout Totopoulos. The officials timeout. Got a player injured. So Mark Blickensdorfer called the officials timeout here. Jake Schutte will check out. He leaves with 10 points tonight. And Patrick Martelli checks in his place. So 1 senior for another here for St. Anthony. Connor Green checks in for the Bulldogs. He'll replace Zach Gardewine. Down goes Jared Waldoff for T-Town. 4 points, but boy, did he have a nice floor game tonight. And replacing him, by the way, is Justin Kenter, a 6'2 junior. Holscher sits down now for St. Anthony. And the Bulldogs bring in Nick Grunlow. Number 41 is Nick Grunlow. Sorry, I don't think I have him in the book. Down the lane, Cody Will inside. Rourke Schultz, layup no good. Rebound Martelli for St. Anthony. So it's Martelli and Connor Green, Andrew Gardewine, Matt Gibson, and Nick Grunlow for St. Anthony. Martelli down the lane. Shot won't go, but he got fouled. That ought to put Patrick at the line here for 2. Down to 3:05 to go.
Yep, they're going to make him inbound it on the baseline. I thought he might get shots too, but instead they're just going to call the foul on the floor against number 40, and that's Louis Niemerg, his second.
Rourke Schultz leaves. He gets a big round of applause. Checking in for T-Town is Ryan Sandschafer, the 6'4 sophomore. Here's a shot on the side by Gibson for St. Anthony, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Justin Kenter for T-Town. 3 minutes to go here. Pass inside, locked loose, stolen away by Grunlow for St. Anthony. Off to Connor Green, and he gets it across the half line. Now to Martelli. And looking to get it inside. Martelli has it, and he got fouled. T-Town reach in here and a foul.
It's going to be Justin Kinner picking that one up. T-Town's 5th, so nobody shooting any bonus free throws quite yet.
A change for St. Anthony and a change for T-Town. Cody Will checks out for the Shoes. And got a number 4 in for Ttown, and I don't have a number 4. I'm sorry for that. I'll have to double check on that. Shoes had the ball. They lost it out of bounds. The turnover will get, the ball out of bounds off St. Anthony, and the ball will go to Ttown. 2.5 to go in this one. 68-31, Ttown in front of St. Anthony. Shoes get it out top. Niemerg with the ball. They work it out around the perimeter. They get the ball now to Kenner on the side to Wendell, who's still out there. He didn't start, so he's still out there for the Shoes. Tyler lobs it inside to Sandschafer. One step, layup too hard. And the rebound to Matt Gibson for St. Anthony. Off to Martelli, and he gets it across the half line with 2 minutes to go. Ttown leads at 68-31. They were down 10-3 early in the ball game. Now they're up 37.
Seems like a really long time ago now, doesn't it?
Man, it does. Martelli head of the key, drives, can't get in, out to Green. Connor for 3, and he got it. So Connor Green hits the 3 for the Bulldogs, and it's 68-34. And a minute 44 to go. Bulldogs get it out, or St. Anthony. Try it again, Greg. Ttown gets it out around the perimeter. Wendell with the ball. On the side to Niemerg. Out top. Trying to get an opening here. On the side to Niemerg. He goes baseline to the hole. Puts it up and got the roll. Louis Niemerg gets his first points, and it's 70-34. Green gets it down court across the half line for St. Anthony. We're down to a minute 14 to go in this one. Connor Green going to the hole. The ball's knocked away, but Connor gets it back. Martelli with it for St. Anthony. Directing traffic out there. Works it out on the point. Left side to Green. Connor, there's the cutter, Grunlow, and off the ball we've got a collision and a foul. And the foul is on Totopoulos. Sandschafer?
Yes, sir. Sandschafer picks up his first 16 fouls for the Shoes.
Martelli will inbound on the baseline. Again, Effingham won their game at Mattoon tonight, 50-46. So the Hearts improved to 15-5, and they're still undefeated in the Apollo. Off the inbound, Green misses for 3. Grunlow high for the rebound, and it rolled off him out of bounds. It'll be a foul to boot. And the foul's on Martelli.
Yeah, that's what we saw at the scores table there. I'm not exactly sure what happened there in the basket. A little bit of confusion there, but got less than a minute to go in a 36-point game, so I'm not going to ask too many questions.
St. Anthony trails here. Ttown with the ball, and there's a foul. Martelli commits the foul with 45 seconds left. Not quite sure why.
Yeah, he was just kind of leaning on his man out there, almost like he was just trying to get that foul called on him.
And substitution here. Martelli will sit back down for St. Anthony, and Zach Gardewine will check in. Patrick says, I'm just working hard out there on defense, Coach, and Coach pats him on the back. He says, that's just fine, young man. Ttown gets it across the half line. Tyler Wendell with the ball, leaves it out top. Ttown just killing clock here. Wendell with the ball. Tyler holds it. Now he pulls it out. Now moves back in to Kenner. Niemerg with the ball. Wendell, 20 seconds left. Wendell works it on the right side to Niemerg. Down in the corner to Wendell. Wendell dribbles it out top. John Ungren is number 4. John's worked hard here this last couple of minutes for Ttown. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, no seconds. Final score here at J.H. Griffin Gym. Totopoulos 70, St. Anthony 34. Bulldogs were held to single-digit quarters the last 3 quarters of the ball game. Outscored 14-7 in that 4th quarter. Choose a winner, 70-34. St. Anthony had it, Totopoulos had it up by 37. They win it by 36. They improved to 21-3 on the season. St. Anthony now 7-15 on the campaign. On the way in a minute, the post-game show. We'll double-check all the scores. I'll have the scoring, Dustin stats, and we'll visit with both Coach Tovey and Coach Fehrenbacher. It's all coming your way on the post-game show, courtesy of Farm Credit Services of Illinois. You're on 97.9 XFM.
So I'll go ahead and Coach Mark Tovey is up from St. Anthony's locker room. I'll go ahead and hand off the headsets to him, and we'll get to those individual numbers in a little bit.
Very good. Thank you, Dustin. Coach Tovey nice enough to join us for a post-game visit. And we'll saddle up the Bulldogs mentor. Mark, it was a case that you got out of the gate in good shape, and then it seemed like more than anything to me, just too many turnovers that Ttown turned into buckets.
Yes, and most all of them were in that first half were of our own doing. I don't know, maybe we came out with a little bit more adrenaline than what it can be expected. I mean, sure, with a great crowd like this, we got off to a good start. But they had us playing way too fast. And the only way that we were going to stay with a good team like this is to slow things down and get post touches and reverse the ball. And we were just trying to outrun them, and we were running out of control and throwing the ball away and played right into their hands. So you got to give them a lot of credit. That's an excellent basketball team. I think, personally, they might be as good a team as they've had the last couple of years. They went to the super sectional. They just play excellent basketball together. They put a lot of defensive pressure on. And, towards the end of the game, we looked at our turnovers, and our three perimeter players had 23 turnovers. And nobody else had any at that point in time. We were just throwing the ball all over the gym and kicking it all over the gym and making bad decisions. And we just have to learn something from it, regroup, and get back in the conference race again tomorrow night.
You talked about the post touches. It's something you've talked about all season. And with John Geckner's absence now for the rest of the season, guys like Jason Vogel and Alex Holscher and Derek Rios are going to have to step up and help that much more inside when they get the opportunities, when the ball comes their way.
When the ball gets their way, that's exactly right. They can only do so much inside as far as getting open. We have to influence our perimeter players, and we try to do it every day in practice on post touches, getting the ball and making decisions and going from the wing and going towards the baseline a dribble or so to give our post guys a chance to do their thing in there and get it in, get it out, or get it in and get a score. And we got to keep working at it. This Teotopoulos team just got us completely flustered. We talked about composure for the last couple of days coming in here, and we were very, very poor at execution, and we lost composure. And there is no way that you can stay with a good team like this when you do those two things.
Because they eat teams lunch when they get in that transition game.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. And again, they got several layups that were uncontested out of it because we just made some poor decisions. We were driving in the lane and jumping and trying to pass the ball through the defense instead of around it. One thing that we are never supposed to do is throw a ball to a 4 or 5 man on the run, and we did that in the first half. We gave it to Jason Vogel on a dead run right down the middle of the lane, something that we never are supposed to do, and it caused a charge. We just got completely out of the game. There's no doubt.
You focused on Jason. He had to go longer, I won't say harder, but longer in the game than probably all year, and I think he kept up pretty well.
Yeah, he did. I think he did a real nice job in the first half. Prummer's a very good post player, and they've got some other players in there that get the job done inside. And he had a very nice first half. As far as the second half, I don't know, as there was a whole lot of positive things come out of it, except for we got some kids some playing time that don't normally play very much.
Yeah, it's a situation that I understand the huge rivalry. I've seen it for 30 years. But as much as you can, if you're a Bulldogs club that's had some success recently, won 4 out of 5, at some point you do try to say, well, it is just one ball game, and now you try to bounce right back.
Well, it's exactly what we said in the locker room. Spent a couple minutes not saying anything, just to whether you win a game or whether you lose a game, I think you have to learn something from it. And if in a game like this that we just got completely out of hand, I think you just sit and you just focus on what you did as a player that you can maybe learn from and change, and then what you can do as a player to help the team change and get over it. And we don't have any time to cry over it, because we got to shoot tomorrow. We got to go to Cowden Herrick and have a good chance to we have to win out in this conference. If we win out, I think we've got a chance to do some things, to maybe even tie it. I know Stu Strauss has to have one more loss, but they've got a pretty tough schedule ahead of them. But we're not worried about winning out. We're worried about just getting back and getting some composure and letting this be a positive lesson, if you can think of it that way.
Exactly so. I know this is a tough time to talk about this, but it's the time that it's happened. And now that we know that John Geckner isn't going to be around the rest of the season, I'd like you to reflect on that a little. Not a little bit about what it means to the team, but also about him.
Well, you feel bad when a player, any athlete, has their season cut short. Whether it's an opposing player or not, you just don't know about them so much. But when it's one of your own, I personally had a pretty bad feeling about this about a week or so ago, and it all came to fruition a couple days ago when he discovered that he had a hairline fracture in a lumbar vertebrae, and he's got some other problems in the back area, and it's just going to take rest. And a kid like John is as hard a worker and as good a kid as anybody that I've had in a long, long time, and it hurts him more than anything. But John will figure out a way to use some positive energy to help this team when he can't play. That's the kind of kid he is.
Exactly so. Mark, thanks for the visit. Good luck against the Hornets tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bulldogs coach Mark Tobey. Appreciate him coming up as always. Every time we had a chance to do a St. Anthony basketball game, always enjoy getting to talk with Coach. So again, 70-34 your final, and Andy Fehrenbacher and Charlie, his agent, will be over here in just a second. And we'll visit with the Wooden Shoes coach. Yeah. He's surrounded by media tonight. It's amazing. It's like we're in Los Angeles, all this media floating around here tonight.
Oh, my. I don't know about that. I'd be lost in the shuffle.
I said, here comes Andy Fehrenbacher and his agent, Charlie. I figured Charlie represents you in all your talks, right?
Yeah, he does. But I think the day's finally caught up to him. He's leaving with his mother, and he's probably going to be hitting the sack here pretty soon. So.
I can't say I blame him. Sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell you what, it was 10-3 St. Anthony, and then all of a sudden, couple of turnovers turned into a couple of buckets for you, and man, your transition game tonight was superb.
Yeah, we really got out and ran the floor pretty well. And that's something that we had talked about, getting out and push when we have the opportunities, and if we don't, then let's get into our half-court offense, execute, look inside for Kyle, because he's such a load, and he's hard to stop inside, and just draws a lot of attention. If you double him or whatever, we got shooters all over the place, and we got guys that can slash and get to the rim. So, yeah, it was a nice effort, but it all started on the defensive end. Like you said, we were able to get some steals, get some turnovers, but. I do have to give St. Anthony credit. They came out and they did what they needed to do. They came out of the gate firing on all cylinders. They hit the boards real hard. I think they had like 5 or 6 offensive rebounds in the first couple minutes of the game, and that was a concern on that timeout. I told our guys, I said, look, they're outplaying us right now. They're hitting the boards. They're getting second and third shot opportunities. We were kind of lazy with our passes, just not crisp. We were a little uptight, but 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, St. Anthony, Ttown, it can be a little nerve-wracking. But once the game settles in, that emotion only goes for so long, and then the game settles in, and then you get to doing what you've been doing all season long.
Well, it's the emotion of the two teams that know each other so well.
Right.
It's also the emotion of you're sitting at 20-3, and so it's kind of expected that Ttown's going to do well, and you got to deal with that too.
It is, and I constantly remind our guys that you're going to come out in games, teams are going to be really gunning for you, but you have to accept that, and you take responsibility with that. I think there's a responsibility playing in our program, with the tradition that we have, the great coaches that we had before, great players that we've had through the years. It's been something that's been built over a long, long period of time, and I tell our guys, seize that situation. They'll go out there and be ready to face the challenge head on, and know that people are going to play one of their best games against you. And as I said, Coach Tovey had his guys prepared. They came over and jumped out to the lead, but our guys kept their composure. And I think that has a lot to do with our schedule. The teams that we played this year, we've been in a lot of situations like that. And we just regrouped and started playing basketball the way we're capable of.
Well, you're blessed. And I know you can only start 5 at a time, but you can go 8 or 9 easily, to me, it seems. And you've got Derek, and you've got Jared, and you've got Cody, and you've got Devin, and you've got Reed, and holy cow, any of those guys are capable of getting you 8 or 10 or 12 for 15 points in a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And really the biggest challenge that you have when you have that many guys that can play, and we've been real fortunate over the last couple of years. I mean, we've had some pretty deep teams. And it's the thing that I'm the most proud of, though, of our coaching staff and of our players buying into the fact that it's a team effort. You know, let's go out there and let's play for each other. Let's look each other in the eye and know that, you know, we're giving everything we have for each other for the common goal. And if you can get groups to put any personal agendas or anything like that aside, then it's a lot of fun, you know, and it's much more fun accomplishing something as a group than as an individual. In my book, it is. And I think our guys buy into that, and that's why, you know, our philosophy is a team effort, team defense, team rebounding, team offense. That's what we do.
And that really is what people remember in the long run.
Yeah.
How about that team you were on rather than what a kind of game you had or scoring average or whatever like that. And let's talk about Rourke Schultz. I tell you what, he gives you some good minutes.
Well, there's a perfect example, you say, with our depth. You know, he started early in the year. We made some switches. He accepted the role as coming off the bench as an energy guy. Brett Meddy, who's a freshman, you know, he's homesick. He's at home sick tonight, and I give him credit. He tried to come in at noon, but he looked about as white as the wall behind you, and he just couldn't go. And Rourke was, you know, he's ready to step into that role, and I mean, he took full advantage of it. He was all over the place. He was, you know, he hustling, getting his hands on the basketball, deflections, rebounds, you name it.
And a real compliment to Kyle inside.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing with him or Brett, either one. You know, as long as they're doing those types of things and you know, getting some putback buckets or whatever it might be, then that takes pressure off of Kyle, because, you know, if you don't have that, then teams can real easily double or even triple team Kyle. And I mean, that's tough for any high school kid. So, you know, as long as we have other guys stepping up and doing those things, then Kyle can get a little more one-on-one situations, and he's more times than not going to come out on top there.
There you go. I'm not saying this is your best basketball of the season. I'm saying, do you think at this point you're playing your best basketball so far?
Well, you know, looking back at the course of the season, we started out well at the Capital Classic. Then we went through a little lull in December. You know, and some situations occurred, but then we regrouped. Had a real big emotional win against Mount Vernon, you know, on Saturday the 5th there at St. Anthony at the shootout. And then we came back. We beat a pretty good Mattoon team on their floor convincingly. Then a huge win against St. Joe Ogden and what was like a sectional atmosphere in here that night. I mean, it was, again, media all over the place. I mean, packed house, Friday night game. And we were able to come out on top. And then we really started focusing in after that, I think, and had a great Nashville tournament. And, you know, our schedule's solid. It is up and down, but it's been a lot of fun. It really has, and I think our guys are really buying into that and knowing that, you know, every night you gotta show up, you gotta be ready to play, you gotta be focused, and you know, we're doing some good things. There's still plenty we can work on. You know, there certainly is, but we're doing some nice things right now.
A couple of weeks away from postseason and going to a new gym you've never visited. We got to visit the other day. He's never been to Hillsboro. A long time since I've been there.
I never had. You know, I played high school basketball. I've been coaching here for 15 years, and I've never been in the gym we're going to play our regional in. Probably not many coaches can say anything like that, but regardless, it is what it is. And, you know, we still have some more basketball. We go to Vandalia on Tuesday. We have shootout a week from Saturday here with Alton, who's going to be extreme. I'm not overlooking Vandalia because they're the number 2 seed in our regional, so playing them at their place, we're going to have to be ready. Alton here is going to be a tough test. And then we close out with Madison here, who's always good and athletic. So, you know, we got 3 real strong games ahead of us, and then we move into postseason. So we're just going one game at a time right now and trying to just enjoy the moment and enjoy each other.
Good plan. We'll see you next Saturday night at the shootout.
Awesome. Hey, thanks a lot for being here. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
All righty.
Wooden Shoes coach Andy Fehrenbacher. Choose a big win tonight, 70-34 over the St. Anthony Bulldogs.